And in this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for choosing a business name. So you've decided to embark on your own business and you've come to that crucial point of deciding on your business name. Now, you know what, it can be tricky, I understand. I've been there several times myself and I've made a few mistakes in naming businesses in the past, and I've seen a lot of people make a lot of mistakes as well in choosing their business name. So I'm going to give you my top 5 tips on choosing your business name, and hopefully that will help you today to get the right name for you. So tip number 1. Don't use your name or your initials. So don't make it EJ Smith & Co. or Bob's Trucking Services or Ben's lawn mowing services. Try and keep away from using your name in the company name. Now the reason for that is because you know what, there's only a couple of people that excites, and that is you and your mum, right? If you've got your name in the business name, it doesn't mean a lot to a lot of other people. Now, having said that, it can work quite well. So, this is one of those videos where I'm going to absolutely confuse you, because I'm going to confuse myself, I think. And that is that I said point 1 was don't use your name. Point 2 is use your name. Now, if you're going to use your name, make sure it's done in the right way. You think about some of the world's greatest businesses that have. Look at McDonald's. They've used their name. Okay, so that was the McDonald's brothers. But when Ray Kroc sort of got involved, he didn't change it from McDonald's to McDonald's and Kroc and Co. Or, so he didn't do that. Now, also, if you are going to use names and you're in a business partnership, I advise you not to use the partnership's names. Try and combine them to something clever, or don't use them at all, because if your partnership does fall apart down the track, and this does happen, I know when it's the honeymoon period and you're starting your business, you're saying, oh, but Ben, that's never going to happen. It does happen, right? So if you're going to use names and it's a partnership, very few times has that worked out. And when it has worked out, I don't even know, something like Ben and Jerry's ice cream, for example. I'm not sure whether Ben and Jerry are real people or not. I don't know, but sometimes it can work, but rarely. And if your partnership does split up, and just say you were just starting off your ice cream company called Ben and Jerry's, and I'm Ben and you're Jerry, and we get 6 months down the track, and you get really pissed off with me, and you go, that's it, Ben, I'm out of this business. Then what am I going to call it? Ben and still got to call it Ben and Jerry. And every time I tell someone the name of my company, I'm going to, it's not going to sit well with me, right? So be really careful about how you name your business when you're thinking about names. Now, having said all of that, it can work quite well. So you could use like a family name, for example. There, I won't go through naming a bunch of companies, but you can go just open up get into Google and look at business names. You'll see a stack of them. But sometimes using a family name can work if it's a family business, or but more than anything, I'd rather just steer clear of family names, steer clear of using your own name, definitely steer clear of partnership names, and definitely steer clear of initials. They mean nothing to nobody but you. And that brings me to tip number 3, and that is make it relatable, make it relevant. So if you're going to create a business name, make it so it means something to somebody. Now, this is even more important in this day and age than it has been before. And the reason for that is because in the old days, you come up with your business name, you'd put it on a business card, or you'd put it in the yellow pages, or you'd advertise in the paper, or you'd advertise on the radio. Now, when people are looking for a business, 80% of the time, they're not going to those mediums. What they're doing is they're getting their fingers and they're typing into Google, and they're typing in the service they're looking for. So, for example, I'm looking for jumping castles for a kid's party. I'm going to type in jumping castles, and I might put my suburb in as well. So I might put Hills District Jumping Castles. Now, if my company name was Hills District Jumping Castles, guess what's going to come up on top in Google? Because I'm probably going to have the domain name. I'm definitely going to have the business name. I'm going to have a website that's plastered with it and with those words. Everybody that's ever written anything about me, testimonial-wise, on any of those sites where they can give feedback are going to use my company name. So all of a sudden, my company name is benefiting me in Google search results. And so if we're choosing a company name for our business and you're starting in this day and age, you've got that luxury of being able to choose something that's relevant and something that's relatable. So when someone does a search on Google, you've got a better chance of coming up. Now, on that note, of course, I suggest once you come up with a company name, first of all, Google it and just see what comes up. A funny story, my business partner, he decided that, we're starting another company, and I said, mate, you come up with some company names. He picked a company name, we Googled it, and the definition of the word that we'd made up was a bowl that you smoke marijuana out of. Now, that definitely didn't suit the values or the vision of the company that we wanted to create, so we quickly said, no, we're not going with that company name, we need to come up with something else. And we changed the name so it means a wise owl, a bizzo, your wisest business advisor. But before that we had Bizol, believe it or not, and when we Googled it, it came up with stuff about marijuana. So you've got to be very careful about the name that you pick and do a Google search just to see what comes up. Even if the business name is available, doesn't mean it's a name that you're going to want once you Google it. So do that. On that note, also check that the domains are available and which ones are available. Because you might find the .com's gone, but the .com.au is available, but the .com might be a competitor to you. So you don't want to have the same, the risk. You don't have the same domain name or bar the .au. If they jump onto the .com and can buy the same product or service that you sell, then that's going to be risky. I would come up with a different name. So when it comes to being relatable and being relevant, checking the domain online, doing a Google search, all of that will just sort of protect you a little bit from getting a name that is going to hurt you down the track. Now, my fifth tip is a very scientific approach to checking out the response or people's reaction to the name, and that is tell at least 10 people what you're thinking of for this name and see what they say. Remember, the people that you bump into out there on the street, the friends, your family, I would probably steer away even from your friends and family. Ask people you hardly know. You could even do a survey on something like Facebook these days and pay for a couple $100 worth of Facebook advertising to get a bit of feedback on a company name. It's that simple these days to get feedback. But I would ask at least 10 people what they think before I go registering anything. And I wouldn't take everything they say as gospel. I wouldn't say, if they say they don't like it, one person says they hate it, I'm not going to take that as being a decision-making, a pivotal point of my decision-making. I'm certainly going to take that feedback and ask why. If all 10 people said that name really sucks, Ben, I just wouldn't do it. If 5 said it really sucks, I probably wouldn't do it. So ask 10 people and just see what the feedback is. So there you go. It's my top 5 tips for choosing the right business name. Good luck with your venture. Hopefully you find a business name that works for you, and hopefully this video has helped you come up with that. Remember, head to actioncoachanz.com for a whole bunch of free resources and downloads, along with all blog posts and goodies there that you can get to help you grow your business. If you like this video, give it the thumbs up underneath and hit the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss another video. Until next time, have a profitable day.